Hi, I'm Peter Davidson, the New Zealand Facilitator for Best Practice Network. And with me today is Lawrence Baker, the COO of Ross Todd, based in Hamilton, New Zealand. Lawrence, can you tell us a little bit about Ross Todd and what you folk do?
Yeah, sure. So TRT is 53 years young. It's a Waikato-based family business and now proud to be in Auckland, Christchurch and a branch in Australia. TRT focuses in four key areas: heavy haulage manufacturing. Very proud to manufacture a on-road crane, pick and carry crane. It's also very big in the parts and transport sector, so across multiple factors, currently with 210 staff in the business.
So Lawrence, Ross Todd have been members of Best Practice Network since we started in New Zealand in the beginning of 2019. What sort of value have you folk gained from your membership of the network?
The thing that TRT gets most out of best practice is the ability for people to learn at multiple levels within our business. So a couple of examples there. I currently sit on the executive with the two directors within the business, and in recent times through Best Practice Network forums we've been able to hear from senior bank economists on where the market's going, and also senior government officials on the finance sector, giving us a real insight to the current economy, current conditions and global factors. So there's a real opportunity there, and even at executive level we were able to hear from Ian Foster, the current All Blacks coach, into some real insights on how he manages high performing sports people, and then was able to relate that back to business and how we might do that with some of our super talent. And also Ricky Herbert, who is former All Whites and Wellington Phoenix coach. We hosted a breakfast here and had Ricky on site, and he shared with us the stories of taking your average Kiwi to the highest stage of a World Cup, and how he was able to get them to perform at the highest level. So allowing executives to learn at that level is excellent. But then I look at my lead team and the TRT lead team. There's some wonderful forums that Best Practice run. For example, our HR manager is part of a regular forum on HR matters, especially in the current challenges we have managing through COVID, through levels 1 to 4. There's finance forums and also safety forums. So a lot of regular forums, but also allowing a lot of our senior managers to go to one-off learning sessions and be able to learn through many avenues. So it's a fantastic one-shop stop.
Cool, thanks for that. Has it been useful for developing some of your up-and-coming leaders as well?
Yeah, there's a number of ways there, Peter, that we've been able to learn. For our junior leaders coming through in our talent management, Best Practice runs some excellent workshops, and again we held a workshop here which was around lean manufacturing, best practice, batch management and one-stop shop. So being able to get our junior leaders to be in a safe environment where they're comfortable to learn and grow and get best ideas was absolutely excellent. The other thing is being able to go out and see best practice from other businesses. So we've been able to send many of our junior leaders to other companies, not necessarily in our industry. We've gone to many other industries and we've learnt one or two excellent ideas that they've been able to come back and implement. I also think, Peter, the third one is I've been part of Best Practice for 15 years now over in Australia, in Melbourne and Sydney, and one of the greatest things that Best Practice does is it brings you to meet people and build your network. And you get to learn from people as you go on that journey, and I've still got people that I talked to 15 years ago where I went into a workshop when I was a junior leader that I'm still in touch with today and still bounce ideas off, so I think that's invaluable.
You've used our member request service a couple of times, Lawrence. How have you found that, and what sort of value has it delivered to you?
Yeah, so we reached out to yourself, Peter, and the Best Practice Network. TRT, after 20 years, we've dipped our toe in the water and we're going to put in a brand new ERP system. So we've set up a project team, And one of the things we wanted to do was to go out to tender and to make sure that we got the right companies to tender for our business throughout all of the TRT group, and make sure that there's a lot of bolt-on products. So we reached out to Best Practice Network. They then reached out to their network, not just in New Zealand but also in Australia. We had an overwhelming response. We had over 30 emails that all added value, and not only did we end up with 30 emails, through Best Practice Network we were able to have 4 Zoom meetings with companies that had just implemented ERP systems, and it absolutely changed some of our decision making, it changed some of our thinking, and it also brought one ERP company that weren't in scope for the tender. They've now made it to the final 3 cut, and if you look at that alone, in a 1-year membership fee, that's absolutely paid for itself, without all the other values of the networking tool. So we've used it twice, and it's just been an outstanding.
Is there anything else that you'd like to comment on?
I think what I'd like to just mention finally, I think what Best Practice has done through COVID is they've changed the way they've been able to support business. So from being able to have networks to be able to go out and see Best Practice, I think what Best Practice has done really well is brought learnings into our businesses through Zoom meetings, and still kept us engaged through difficult times where we couldn't talk to people or shake hands and go out. So I think that for Best Practice to change the way they do things has even challenged the way that we did things internally.
Cool, thanks for that, Lawrence, and thanks again for your ongoing support of Best Practice Network.